Hello, Alice the Pony Actress here, and I will be reading A Hell of a Time by R again. If we were queens instead of princesses, this wouldn't have happened. Tartarus, the most terrible place on Equestria. Well, maybe not the most terrible place, because Canterlot's public bathrooms had earned that reputation rightfully, but definitely top 5. It was both a prison and something. Okay, Celestia thought. It was just a prison. She'd never been good at coming up with menacing descriptions. Usually that was Luna's job. Plus, it was hard to think of ominous statements when one was being carried through the air like a little toy. Tyric's magic was itchy, and its inherent evilness caused Celestia to shiver. They were floating above one of the multiple peaks of Tartarus. And then Tyric's magic disappeared. For a second or so, the 3 alicorns just hovered there, in midair. Gravity was pretty lazy in Tartarus. Celestia looked at Luna. Luna looked at Celestia. Cadance looked at them and made a huff because they were ignoring her. And then all 3 of them looked down. Silence. Luna licked her lips. I'm guessing 50 feet, perhaps. More like 60, I would say, Celestia replied. Give or take. Yes, I think you are right. Luna nodded. 60 feet from the ground. Say, Cadance frowned, we gave Twilight our magic. Does that include the ability to fly? Yes. Indeed. Oh. And then gravity caught up with them. The thing about having wings is that they really help against any kind of fear of heights. When one has had years, nay, centuries of practice with feathery limbs, flying just comes naturally, and something as unimportant as not being able to actually use one's wings is not a problem. The princesses were beings of air and fire, and they knew no fear when they were up in the sky. Then again, a 60-foot free fall is pretty scary, immortal or not. Ah! Thump. Ah! The first one to touch the ground was Luna. She landed gracefully on her hooves, like a cat. The fall dazed her for a couple seconds, but she had no injuries whatsoever. Yeah! Tumph. The second one was Celestia, mere seconds after Luna. She managed to land on her hooves too, but she had been floating a little higher, and the impact made her fall to her knees, wincing in pain. Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 oh crab apples! Crash! And then there was Cadance. Now, to be fair, she had lived a very short life, if one compared her to the royal sisters, Celestia thought, looking at her niece. She just had less experience. She wasn't even used to flying, if her memory was correct. No pony could really blame her for that. Still, long story short, Cadance hit the ground face first, each of her legs pointing in a different cardinal direction. Not exactly the classiest of landings, Celestia thought. And then, silence. None of the 3 alicorns moved. Cadance, are you okay? Celestia finally asked. Cadance? Oh dear. I think she means yes, Luna said, arching an eyebrow. Cadance, you mean yes, right? Good. Oh dear, Celestia repeated, biting her lip and taking a step towards her niece, who still hadn't moved at all. Oh dear, I think she broke something. What do we do? You're exaggerating, sister! Luna waved a hoof. She's all right. See? She agreed with me. Luna shrugged and started looking for something in her mane. Let her be. She'll get better eventually. We have more important issues to attend, after all. I don't know. I think we should at least move her. Celestia moved her head close to Cadance's. Not really sure if she can, breathe. She squinted. Face is completely flat against the ground. Yes, sure. Luna licked her lips, her hoof still inside her mane, looking for something. Just don't. Oh! The corners of her mouth went up in a huge grin. I found it! Oh? Celestia turned around, leaving Cadence alone with her ground for a while. You found what? This! With a pompous swift and a flip of her mane, Luna revealed what was now on her hoof, a small wooden chest with no lock. My personal kit for imprisonment! What? Celestia's eyes opened wide as Luna put the chest on the ground. You were prepared for this? She smiled, hugging her sister, joy in her voice. Oh, Luna. Even Cadence thinks you're incredible. What would I ever do without you? You'll probably rule the land peacefully for 1,000 years and then allow your subjects to either forget me or remember me as a horrible monster who devours the flesh of their children, Luna replied, patting the back of Celestia's head. But aside from that, you'll be completely lost. Silence. Celestia got away from Luna, blushing a little. I guess. Anyway, how did you know Tyrek was going to imprison us in Tartarus? Oh, I didn't! Luna pointed at the wooden chest. I just carry that all the time. You carry an imprisonment kit all the time. Celestia frowned. Why? Because I was banished for 1,000 years, and I would have killed for an imprisonment kit back then, Luna said. You can take the mare out of the moon, but you never take the moon out of the mare. Oh, Celestia licked her lips. Well, I'm very glad you can do that then, Luna. Now we can escape and help. Wait, Luna interrupted, raising a hoof. Hold on a second. You want to escape? Celestia blinked. Of course. That's what your imprisonment kit is for, right? What? No! Luna rolled her eyes. Pfft! Escape from Tartarus without magic? That's not possible, sister. She frowned. Well, it is, as Tyrek did, but we would need to walk for months, and I'm not doing that. Then what's in the chest? Mostly toilet paper. Silence. Celestia used a hoof to massage the space between her eyes and sighed. You brought toilet paper. You had all the time in Equestria to prepare yourself for a second imprisonment, and you got toilet paper. Look, we might need to wait for days, and there's 3 of us, Luna said. Believe me, you'll be thankful for the toilet paper. Celestia sighed again. Luna, I just think that you could have gotten something more, useful than toilet paper. I would like to see you suffering 1,000-year-long toilet paper deprivation. Then you'd learn if it's useful or not. Okay, forget it. Celestia looked at the wooden chest. You said that you had mostly toilet paper there. That means there's something else, right? Luna nodded. Indeed! I also brought an inflatable ball. Oh, and a harmonica. Silence. Harmonica. A harmonica! Luna repeated. To play some blues! Luna, you don't know how to play any instruments. Are you serious? I spent 1,000 years in the celestial equivalent of jail. All convicts know how to play that thing. It comes naturally to us. Luna opened the box, causing a couple toilet paper rolls to fall to the ground, and got a silver harmonica out of it. Just listen, she said, right before putting the thing right in front of her mouth and blowing. Aha! See? Luna smirked at Celestia. Blues! That sounded nothing like blues. Of course it did, Luna said. Listen again. 3. See? It sounds like a frog crying for help, Luna. You know nothing about music, sister. And Cadence thinks the same. Celestia sighed. Luna. Anyway, now that we have everything we'll need, Luna interrupted, I think it's time to bring some order to this place. Seeing how you two are new meat, I'll be the boss here. You'll what? Celestia blinked. New what? New meat, Luna arched an eyebrow. First timers. I don't understand what you are even talking about now, Luna. Celestia frowned and looked to the purple sky of Tartarus. I think this place is playing tricks with our minds. No, I'm just returning to my imprisoned persona, Luna shrugged. You'll get used to it. Anyway, that side of the peak, she said, pointing at her right, is mine, my territory. No pony goes in there without asking me first. Grimfork. Luna nodded. I'm glad you got it so fast, Cadance. Celestia found herself massaging the space between her eyes again. Luna, why would you claim the right side of this peak anyway? Because that's how prison works, sister, Luna replied. I'm the veteran. You have to respect the veteran, and the veteran gets the best side of the peak. There's literally no difference between that side of the peak and any other place in Tartarus. Of course there's a difference. Luna pointed at her right again. That part is mine. Grimflar. Amazing contribution to the argument, Cadance. Luna, I swear to the stars above, Celestia sighed. Going to assume you're suffering another one of your moon flashbacks, and that's why you're acting in such a childish way. Do whatever you want. Just don't go to my territory, Luna squinted. You don't want to end up like Rocky or Stony McMineral. Who in Tartarus are Rocky and... My imaginary friends while I was on the moon, Luna explained. 1,000 years is a very long time. Celestia frowned. You have imaginary friends? Not anymore, Luna squinted. They got in my way. All right. Celestia covered her entire face with her right hoof. I'm just going to... Thump! Luna would never know what Celestia was going to do because the sound of Cadance to her side interrupted them. She didn't fall gracefully. Instead, she did it with the elegance of a sack of potatoes tumbling, but at least her face wasn't pressing against the ground now. Both Luna and Celestia shut their mouths and approached Cadance once they saw her eyes. There was no sign of her pupils or irises. There was only white. Luna tapped her chin a few times. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Bad, Celestia said. Definitely bad. Luna shrugged. If you say so. Cadance, can you hear us? When Cadance answered, her voice was but a whisper, softer than the wind blowing through a flower garden. Everything I see and feel is pain in my face, she said. Luna turned to Celestia. Sounds good to me. There's nothing in this world but pain. I'm pretty sure she's not well, Luna. And that pain is in my face. Luna frowned. Maybe she's feeling a little down. All of it. Well, there's a little bit of pain in my back too, but I'm mostly talking about my face here. Celestia sighed. Dear Providence, Shining Armor is going to kill me. What? Luna turned to her sister, her eyes opened wide. You'll dare to raise a hoof against you? Well, not literally, but... Worry not, sister! Luna pressed her hooves together under her chin. I'll go McMineral on him if he ever tries anything. Silence. Yes, I'm not going to dignify that with an answer, Celestia said. Then she frowned. We need to get out of here. Fast. Tartarus is messing with our minds. She got up and walked towards the stairs that led out of the peak. Maybe Tarek didn't raise Cerberus's barrier back when he threw us here. She tried to take a step forward, but her leg stopped on its own once it tried to pass through the threshold. He did. We can't leave as long as Cerberus is here. But maybe we can try to convince him, perhaps? My face really hurts. Yes, Cadance, we got it. Celestia sighed, still looking at the stairs. Luna, what do you think? The reef! The reef! Silence. Please, tell me you're not playing with that harmonica again. Silence. Luna! Celestia turned around, a gigantic frown on her face. This is not the time for such a foolery. I just thought it would cheer Cadance up! Sounds like a frog crying for help. And my face still hurts. Wait a minute. Celestia looked at Luna. Cheer her up. You said you had an inflatable ball with you, right, Luna? Yes, indeed, Luna said, nodding. I figured it would be good for entertaining ourselves while we wait for Twilight Sparkle to rescue us. Well, Twilight is not going to rescue us, but maybe we can tame Cerberus with that toy. Celestia trotted to the box, and indeed, among seemingly countless rolls of toilet paper, there was a piece of deflated bright red plastic. Without hesitation, Celestia took it, looked for the valve, wrapped her lips around it, and started to blow. Pfft, 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 pfft. Take it easy, Luna said. You're still weak. You'll get dizzy. The pain in my face knows no limits. You are being very repetitive today, Cadence. My face feels like it's on fire. I got that! Luna tapped her chin. So, how's it going at the Crystal Empire lately? Pretty well. My face never hurts when I'm there. Luna rolled her eyes. Celestia stopped blowing and gasped for air. Dear stars, she said. How big is this thing? I miss my home and how it never hurts my face. Sure you do, sister. Luna turned to Celestia. Are you done? Almost. What do you even want to do with it anyway? Luna stopped blowing for a second and looked at Luna. Didn't you hear me? We can tame Cerberus with this. We just need to lure him to follow it, and then... You realize that Cerberus is miles away, right? Luna shook her head. And I doubt we'll even get to walk down those stairs if Cerberus is not distracted, even if he can't see us. Hence the ball. Ah! Celestia gasped for air once more. Good. I think I'm done now. But how are you going to show Cerberus the ball? Well, I'll just make it float in front of him, of course. Celestia walked towards the threshold once again. Cerberus wasn't in front of their peak, but she could see the giant dog in front of what had been Tyric's peak until not so long ago. He'll follow it. Sister! What? We don't have magic. Silence. Celestia licked her lips. Right. I forgot that. So, long story short, we can't get out of here, Luna said. There's no way out, and Cerberus doesn't know we're here, so we can't ask him for help. She got the harmonica close to her mouth once again. I say we wait for Twilight Sparkle to rescue us. The reef! I'm sure Twilight will get to us soon. Silence, again. Both Celestia and Luna turned to Cadence, frowning. Cadence blinked. Oh, and my face hurts. Phew! Luna looked at Celestia with a smirk. I got worried there for a second. Sorry. Do you even need to talk like that? My face hurts too much to raise my voice. What about your back? Meh, more or less okay. Good to know, I guess. Thankfully for her sanity, Celestia wasn't listening to that conversation. Her attention was focused on the threshold in front of her, and Cerberus standing a mile away from them. If only she could make that giant dog see the ball. Cerberus knew them, and he would recognize their smell on the ball. Then he would look for them, and then the barrier would go down. Celestia frowned. She was an immortal alicorn. She had control over the sun and the stars, over life and death. She was the closest thing to a god there was in Equestria. She had walked through countless battlefields, fought countless wars, and given countless orders. She was a strong pony, for goodness sake, and she wasn't going to let something as simple as the lack of a levitation spell foil her plans. Here goes nothing, she yelled as she raised her hoof and tossed the ball as hard as possible in Cerberus's direction. That hoof had the might of 1,000 suns, the will of 1,000 armies, and the wrath of a god in it. That was, without any kind of doubt, the best toss Celestia had ever made. The ball flew forward at an incredible speed for 5 feet, and then fell down to the abyss under them. With a clink, a chain appeared around the front right leg of each one of them. Silence. Beach balls aren't good for tossing, Luna said. That's why we don't use it for hoofball. You should learn more about sports. Celestia felt her lower lip trembling, but she bit it and didn't lose her temper. Well, she said, Unless we can come up with a plan to escape using toilet paper, we're trapped. There's no escape. She looked at the chain around her leg. And now we have this, because Tartarus doesn't like me playing with balls, apparently. I told you! Luna got the harmonica out of her mouth. Trying to escape is useless. It's better to just wait for Twilight Sparkle to fix everything. She licked her lips. That strategy has worked quite well the last 3 times, hasn't it? I also trust Twilight, Cadance said. I know she'll defeat T-Rex soon. Of course she will, Celestia said, but it will take time. She's hidden and she won't be able to fight back in years. She has to create an underground resistance and... What? Luna interrupted, a frown in her face. What are you talking about? I expect her to appear here in a couple hours at most. I agree with Luna. Hours? Are you crazy? Celestia shook her head. She took her magic to hide from Tirek, remember? So Tirek can't hurt the land. She'll stay out of sight. Yes, for, I would say, 2 hours? Luna turned to Cadance. 2 hours? I'd say 3. Tirek will go for her friends first. Oh, right, Luna nodded. Her friends! What? Celestia frowned. Why would Tirek do that? He doesn't know Twilight exists. Yes, but Discord does, Luna shrugged. I thought this was your plan all along. We give Twilight as much magic as possible. Tirek goes after her, and then she figures out a way to defeat Tirek while we smile and wave. Yeah, that's the part she'll play. She's the defender of Equestria. Silence. Celestia bit her lip. I didn't think about Discord, to be honest. Luna rolled her eyes. But even with that, Celestia continued, we told Twilight she had to hide. Expect her to follow our orders. No, she won't go into a direct battle against Tirek, even if she has the power to do so now. Auntie, I don't think that's going to happen. Celestia glared at Cadance. I think the same, sister, Luna said. Hiding is not Twilight Sparkle's best ability. She's a marvelous pony, but she's still a little bit unstable. She'll probably charge at Tirek as soon as he does something that hurts her directly. She'll go completely berserk. I call laser beams. That, or fire, or both. Honestly, she's the closest thing to a warrior Princess Equestria has ever had. Enough! Celestia said, tapping her hoof against the ground loudly enough to interrupt the other two. Twilight Sparkle is not like that. I know my protégée. She's neither a warrior nor a mindless brawler. Then why do we keep her out of all our government decisions? Luna asked. Because that's not her destiny. Really? I thought it was because we were afraid she'll go conquer her immediately. She's a good leader, but more like a commander, not like a princess, Cadance said. More or less like her brother, she's probably fighting Tirek right now. Twilight Sparkle will not fight. She's literally fought against every single foe that has attacked Equestria lately, Luna interrupted. She didn't even use the elements against Chrysalis. She went bare-hoofed. She came to Equestria to do 2 things, and she ran out of bubblegum long ago. Silence. Celestia squinted. I had planned something like a slow rebellion against Tirek. I'm sure we are going to play the long game against him. Yes, we also believe Twilight Sparkle won't try to blast the living heart out of him immediately, Luna said. Indeed, we gave her 3 hours. No, that's not going to happen. You don't know Twilight as well as I do, and I know that Tirek is not going to be defeated like that. We told Twilight she had to hide, and that means that she's not going to rescue us at any time soon. She crossed her legs, and that's my last word about the whole issue. Silence. Luna and Cadance shrugged. 30 seconds passed, without any pony saying a thing. Then the chains disappeared, and their magic returned, as well as their cutie marks. Luna smirked. Cadance smirked. Celestia squinted. Okay, this doesn't necessarily mean that Twilight blasted the living heart out of Tirek. At all. Oh, we just blasted the living heart out of Tirek, Princess, Twilight said with a bright smile. Told you so, Luna muttered. Celestia frowned at her sister. Luna, no. The roof! Celestia rolled her eyes. They were at Twilight's new Crystal Castle in Ponyville. The building was bigger than it looked from outside, and it had been easy for them to find a spare room in which they could talk without any kind of interruption. But still, how did you do that, Twilight? Celestia asked. You had no elements of harmony, and our magic alone wasn't enough to defeat Tirek. I know! Twilight's smile turned into something softer, gentler. I couldn't have done it alone. The power of friendship is what aided me in that battle. Silence. Celestia massaged the space between her eyes once more. You do realize that you can have friends and not use them to blast things, right? I mean, you're at least aware of that possibility. Of course I am, Twilight said. Friendship is a marvelous thing, a bond that unites us ponies and makes life something beautiful. Phew, Celestia smiled. You had me worried there for a second. It's also the best weapon to blast things, and it would be a waste not to use it, but that's totally your choice. Twilight interrupted. We managed to open the box the Tree of Harmony gave us, and it had some kind of rainbow power in it. She clapped her hooves. With that strength, we can beat any foe that dares to attack Equestria. We can blast anything away. Anything! Nothing will stand in our way. Silence. You know, looking back at it, I can't stress enough how wise we were when we left you out of the diplomatic meetings, Luna said. I can't deny they would have been more interesting, but still. What do you mean? Twilight asked, turning to Luna. Diplomatic meetings? We usually don't blast all of our problems away, Luna replied. Huh, Twilight arched an eyebrow. Really? Yes. Well, that's just weird. Dear stars, my protege is a warfare devotee. Celestia turned around and slammed her head against the wall. Why is my protege a warfare devotee? I don't see the problem, Luna said. I think that's quite useful, given the circumstances. She can help me go make mineral on whoever dares to attack you, sister. Celestia slammed her head against the wall once more. Princess, Twilight asked, approaching her mentor. Did I do something wrong? You did what we wanted you to do, Twilight, Cadance said, smiling. Don't worry, Celestia's just, coping with some realizations. About time, Luna said. Hey, I know what will cheer her up. Celestia, listen up. The roof. You know how to play the harmonica, Princess? Twilight looked at Luna in awe. I didn't know that. The roof. It just comes naturally, Twilight Sparkle. I'm glad you're enjoying my blues, though. The roof. You know, it's not that bad, Cadance said, approaching Celestia and patting her on the shoulder. I mean, everything sorted out right after all. Celestia still had her face against the wall. I just realized the pony I raised and sent to Ponyville to learn about friendship is an Amazon, Cadance. I'm not sure if that counts as sorting out right. Cadance scratched the back of her neck. Yeah, to be honest, between that and the way Luna went all omnicidal 1,000 years ago, I'm not sure you're that good of a mentor figure. But hey, at least I am not a psychopath. Yes, Cadance, that's very helpful. Seriously, though, Cadance said, turning around to look at Luna and Twilight, who were still busy with the harmonica. Seeing how those two ended up like, I'm surprised Equestria didn't burn down under your rule long ago. Celestia pressed her head against the wall a little harder. And then the door opened with a loud boom, only to reveal a panting Fluttershy, a worried frown on her face. Oh dear, she said as she entered the room. I heard a frog crying for help somewhere in this room. Did something bad happen? That was A Hell of a Time, written by Aragon.